Welcome, everybody, to TFT Talks the Star Wars with Zach.
Hey.
There was a delay there for future editing, by the way. That's anyone who's editing this to future, that's fine. Anyway, Chaos.
Hello.
Mr. Wartburg.
Oh, sorry. I was listening to the live stream, and I just heard Zach say, "Hey," and I was like, "Oh, we're not to me yet." And now we're to me. Hi, people.
Hey, and special guest Joey.
My first time.
Your first time.
He popped that
That's
cherry.
the sound of your cherry popping.
Pop that cherry.
So we're going to talk about spoilers for the Force Awakens, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we're going to talk about the movie without talking about the movie.
Okay, listen.
Oh.
Don't sass me. I'm just saying.
Given my tweet, which is TFT Talk Star Wars, the salt awakens. I think it's appropriate.
It's pretty good. Why the salt? Is it salty? Did it make you salty? Did you not like it?
I mean, for me, there's like overall, I guess we'll just get into that.
Yeah.
Once we get into it, okay.
Keep balls deep.
Okay. No one said anything after that. Go.
Yeah, well, I thought you were gonna follow up with the first.
Oh, the first question? Okay, I guess the first question is, first off, did everybody like it, dislike it, hate it, love it, meh? I'm going to start with you, Chaos. What were your thoughts on the movie?
Okay, so the actual movie, it was a fun experience, really well. I loved the camera work, all the scene crafting, the timing was really good. As a movie, it felt like it was a really good movie to watch. Following the sixth one, a couple parts felt a little underwhelming. Even though that was sort of the point, the wannabe Darth Vader trying to be a parody of the actual guy, all the things kind of fell into place. It felt a little lackluster. There wasn't very much of the action scenes, very much of the things that were as notable from both the prequels and the older movies.
Yeah. We'll get in more detail of certain aspects, but I just wanted quick rundown from people. Mr. Wartburg, what were your brief thoughts on the movie to start off?
I thought it was freaking awesome, and it was a great way to reintroduce to the movie-going public, hey, it's Star Wars, and guess what? It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Joey?
I think I agree on that. I thought it was a great way to get people more invested into Star Wars. I enjoyed the hell out of the movie, naturally. It made me... I'm just going to do it right now. The evil character made me think of Plagueis right away, the leader, Snow. But
Snoke.
So I got super stoked about that.
Right away.
It's all right. But I think it's actually really good to, it's a good movie to re-amplify Star Wars and everyone, because there was a guy behind me. He saw the original screening of it way back when, the original, the third, and then there was a guy ahead of me. This was his first Star Wars he ever saw. So
really?
I feel like there's a lot of good things.
And Zach, what were your brief thoughts on this movie, just to start off?
Crickets.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure Zach probably just ran to go do something real quick, and we'll be back. Anyway.
Way to be professional, Zach.
First question, though. Star Killer Base. Did it bother anyone else that the Empire's first plan was let's build a Death Star? The next plan was build a bigger Death Star. They're what should we do for this time? Build an even fucking
build a bigger. It was really weird, and okay, I need to reestablish what was the time difference in between the Emperor falling into the Death Star to when this movie starts.
20 years, something like that.
It never
I want
really
to say it's 30 almost.
But even with that in mind, it's still an incredible amount of feat with a crumbling empire to create something that's overlaps the Death Star in scale.
That's why I'm thinking it's longer than the time.
Well, I mean,
it's gotten to the point where this the rebellion has faded into myth. It's people don't even know that it's not common knowledge. And, oh yeah, Han Solo's this huge fucking war hero. Save the galaxy, huge. Now he's
totally
just a smuggler.
then he's
Although
back
I
to
did
smuggling.
find that I did find that really cool. It was like when they reintroduced Han and Chewie, they were just like turning tricks and smuggling and hustling still. That was a nice little touch where they weren't like the big war heroes. They were just like doing illegal shit like they always do.
Yeah, they just got afraid because after the whole child. So I'm in. Doesn't Han or Leia and Han Solo, don't they have 3 kids?
In the books.
In this universe,
no,
is
they
that
have
the
yet
only
to
one?
say how many. They just say 1 for sure.
I'm assuming it is because Kylo Ren wouldn't have that name. It'd be Ben.
Well, no, it's. Wait, what? What are you talking
That's
about?
not Ben. I'm trying to think of the kids' names. Hold on.
Oh, that was
Internet.
Jason and Jaina and Anakin. Those were the 3. And Anakin died. And then he named the Star Destroyer after him. Yeah, it's not based on any of the books, dude. The EU doesn't exist. It's gone. Done, not a thing.
These things hurt me when I make references.
Yeah, and the references don't make sense because they're gone.
We've had discussions about this. And
it's like, it's not going to change.
Because I've got the knowledge of the books in my head, and I try to, like, refer to it, but I guess this is the one where that's their only child, so.
They don't need to have Admiral Thrawn, but at some point, just have a Chiss in the background.
Hux was Thrawn. That'd have been so fucking cool.
Wait, is the Chit that I can't even say it? Is that race even canon?
I guess technically.
Has there been one?
Maybe in one of the animated ones there was Chiss somewhere running around being blue. I don't know.
That's something I never thought about. Like, because I've only seen them in like the games and such.
Yeah, I don't know. Now that I think about it, I don't know.
I'm just gonna tell you. I'm assuming it probably is.
Wait, what?
On the safe assumption.
Well, that is one thing I do have to mention is that this movie did a lot of good work making new shit, unlike the prequels where it's like, look, Wookiees again, and you're like, eh.
Yeah.
But in this one, it's like, look, there's this thing and there's this thing, and it's like, oh, these are all new. I don't know what that is. Cool. Like,
I don't know about this awesome cantina.
Yeah, that cantina was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty baller. I liked it. All those flags and everything.
Yeah, one of them was the Mandalorian flag, which is pretty neat. Yeah. And I think there's like an old Republic flag or something. But that cantina was cool because, like, yeah, it just showed like brief glimpses at different aliens doing cool stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I was wondering if they were trying to make a throw at the original cantina scene.
Maybe.
I felt like the entire movie, like while it was still its own movie, it made a lot of nods to, like, a lot of parallels to the other prequels.
Yeah, I do agree with that statement because
which was purposeful.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, have you guys read Abrams' statements this week about like why he did it? Mm-hmm. He's like, I made it like that way because those story constructs totally predate the first Star Wars, like by a couple hundred years, in terms of sci-fi writing, or more like 150 years, I guess. But it's like, and it was kind of the point. It's like, it's a space opera. Those are the same, like all the time, and it's not a problem.
There's that one scene with Captain Phasma where he's like, do they have a trash chute? A trash compactor?
Oh, that's my favorite line. It's like, there is. Yeah. The way he says it, it's like, fucking love John Boyega. Love that man.
So we were talking about like bounty hunters before and how like trash Boba Fett is in the movies. Captain Phasma has to come back, right?
Yeah,
like,
she does.
That would be really lame.
You didn't see the body.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. You didn't see her die. She just tossed her down a trash chute.
But they got to bring her back because she just kind of was a pushover. She's like, all right, I'll lower the shields.
Yeah.
At like no cost. So
it more seems like it's like that has overstepped my pay, so I don't care anymore. Like she wasn't like pushed down or intimidated. She was like, she's whatever.
Like, yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like,
it seems like a
little bit of a pussy.
Like the hint of being an actual, like, much more of a badass. It's like she doesn't even care. She's like, fine. I don't want to bother with this. Just do it.
Although I do like the freak out that I'm the boss. I'm giving commands. I was like, that's pretty cool. I like that. That's a good add-in.
Finn was a really good. Like both Finn and Rey felt like really cool. Characters.
Really good sketched out characters and just. Everything I did, I liked everything about them.
Yeah, like them and BB-8 were like a great trio. I would love to just see hijinks with them in the future, doing cool space stuff.
I think that'd be great.
Poe fucking Dameron, love that man.
I do kind of wish that Finn's motivations were maybe a little bit more fleshed out, because he's like, one of his friends dies, he's like, fuck it, I'm leaving the Empire. And you're like, okay. I don't know. It just didn't feel like.
I mean, granted that's one of those stories that falls victim to the, hey, you got 2 hours to tell a story.
I know.
Like, how much can you really flesh it out? But
that's true. I'd like to see the unedited version. The uncut.
Oh, they're not going to have one.
They
already said that. Because it's like Star Wars is a property that's like, you can't have like, it's like X-Men. You can have like, there's like 3 different versions of Days of Future Past or whatever. It's like, like Superman, same thing. Like there's the Richard Donner cut and Superman 2 and the original theatrical cut. It's like, that's not going to happen with Star Wars because it's just too much of a financial, like, they can't, there has to be a one way to do it.
They can't complete the extended version.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait 20 years and they'll re-release it with all kinds of dewbacks added all over the thing.
Oh yeah, they already have said like,
and the new Anakin will just be standing somewhere.
He'll just be.
He'll be standing next to my gosh, why am I derping? Luke. He'll standing next to Luke on the end island, just kind of hanging out.
Just like floating there.
Yes. Just jumps up. No reason.
So do you guys feel that The Force Awakens is like a beat for beat remake of A New Hope? And
no.
It's not a remake at all. It didn't follow the plot lines. It just made a lot of like references, like, oh, that's that part.
Like, I felt like it was super samey. Like,
well,
I love the movie. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like Star Wars is based off the what is that called? The story structure where it's like it's like the hero cycle, where it's like the rise of action,
the hero's journey.
Hero's journey. There you go.
Yep.
Like, and this one used the same structure, but with different characters, so it does seem similar, but it's a very classical way of telling stories.
It seems similar, but it's also continuing from the perspective of like, this is, a son. It's like, and the remnants of the Empire trying to do what their daddies could.
Yeah.
Which
I think eventually they'll come into their own.
I've been trying to find the article that I found, because like the whole, just one of the best articles I've read about the movie is like the main characters are all trying to live up to this ideal that they don't even know what the ideal is. Like the galaxy is that big. We're like, they don't know what really happened. But they're still just trying to like basically grow up. And that's why the characters are good characters, unlike, like in the prequels where there was no real character growth, in like 3 movies. So in this universe, I'm curious to what, like, from an outsider's, like, even the top Empire leaders, like, on that day when suddenly there's no Emperor, there's no Darth Vader calling in, like, what happened? What do they do?
Like, here's a good question. Who do we think Snoke is?
Plagueis.
He's not.
No. I think he's going to be his own character. And I don't think he's going to be a Sith.
What was he doing?
I don't think he's a Sith at all. I think he's more like, kind of like an evil
Are you talking
Maz.
about the guy in the chair? Because I'm not...
Yeah, the guy in the chair.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be more like he's just kind of force sensitive, but not like, he's not a Sith. So that's why I think they're going to take it.
So he's kind of like the Inquisitor. Or
kind of, but not really. I just think he's a member of, like, clearly kind of like the banking clan, because that was how they have the money to do all this kind of stuff. But he's
clearly immune, so it's just part of the banking clan.
Yeah. Sorry. So like, and I don't think he's a Sith. Otherwise, Kylo Ren would have been a Sith and probably way better trained in like how to use like a lightsaber and shit like that.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly the best yet.
Why did they make mention then? He needs to come here to complete his training. Does he have someone waiting for him?
Probably. I'm willing to bet.
And if he's waiting, who's waiting?
Darth Maul.
That's a good question.
No, seriously, he's still alive in canon.
No, he's still alive. Yeah, in canon.
So,
they did.
That would be an awesome like callback. Like, hey, best one-off character from the prequels. He's in this movie. Because how long does their species live?
Oh,
we have no idea.
And like that would be an interesting one, because like I mean, there's quite a few in the Star Wars universe that are. I mean, Chewie's going to be like 800 years old if he dies naturally. So like, doesn't really matter, Doesn't
How old is the? God dang it! I can't forget this.
Because he was young when he
I
was
know
trained by
it's-
Sidious,
Oh, yeah.
like he was like just like taken as a kid basically from the planet.
Also,
Oh,
like
he's basically
that
taking this infant.
the orange like skinned fish lady in the cantina is supposed to be like 1,000.
Exactly. So like
Oh, yeah,
age
she's
doesn't
like
really matter in this story. So you could totally bring in Darth Maul and it would be amazing. Because
Oh,
like
yeah.
he's probably like the last Sith that's alive, at least
Yeah,
in
I guess
canon.
that's
Main
technically
Sith.
true.
Because
Yeah.
he was of his species, he was the only one who became a full blown Sith,
Yeah.
not
His
just like
species
the
is
Night
super,
Sisters
like,
and stuff. So
yeah, his species is super like force intuitive, I guess.
Yeah.
Is
The
one way to
females are.
yeah,
Yes.
generally the females. But then him and his brother were the sons of like their matriarch or whatever. So they were
Yeah,
very
when-
powerful in the Force as well.
And
But
then
yeah, he would be
Sidious
awesome to
went,
come back.
Yup.
And if
I
you get,
think
then
they
you can get
will.
Ray Park to come back and just own shit in the stunts,
Mhm. My God, yes.
and
Like,
then have Sam
did
Witwer do the
anyone
voice.
else maybe think like I'm just gonna see if this was I'm the only one that thought this. When they first showed Snoke, I'm like, fuck, that dude's big.
I
Yeah,
did too.
first
I was
time,
pissed.
yeah, first time I
I
thought
was
that.
upset a little bit. I was like, this motherfucker cannot be that big.
What if they like find Snoke? He's like tiny, like Yoda sized.
I mean,
I
that
was
very that very easily could happen, or
Or what if he's bigger?
either that, or because of the quest that I went through in Sorter, like it could that image of him could just be like an AI representation, and he looks nothing like that.
What if he's actually the Solok?
No, it's Boba Fett.
Oh no.
Oh God.
It's Boba Fett
Need your phone back.
Skyping from the Solok stomach.
2 seconds.
Fucking
That he
Verizon
turned
and dropped single.
Starlock's stomach into like his own base of operations.
Yeah.
Just kicking it in though.
So
Dude, that'd be
good.
the best base ever.
Inside of a
Except
Solok.
like in like what is it, like 1,000 years it officially finishes digesting you.
It's a long-
I think
it's a
there's
little-
like a Robot Chicken clip of the Star Wars special where like Boba Fett has like a way home or a condo in the Sarlacc pit.
Well,
hilarious.
like I also like no, he actually manages to defeat it, but when people keep on getting thrown into the Sarlacc pit, that's just like more workers for his team.
Yeah.
He just hires him right off the bat. God damn it.
I like the fact that I dislike the fact that they like disavowed a lot of the really cool expanded universe, but I like the fact that they did that because
Well,
they
there's
never
too
said they're
much
never
of
bringing
it.
it back.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of the expanded
Oh, there's
universe
a
that
ton
would
of it.
clash with itself.
There's a lot of stupid shit in the expanded universe too. I remember reading some kids' books that were like Star Wars, and one of the characters could just like shapeshift into whatever, like shapeshifted into a shark, and you're like, this is fucking stupid.
Oh,
This
Oh,
is Star
shark.
Wars.
They're rare. Yeah, Shark Boy and Lava Girl. No,
Yeah.
but they're I can't forget what their actual Star Wars name is. But yeah, they can't shit. The strongest among the skin shifters, where we can call them, that'd be kind of the racist term in Star Wars. But they can actually transform into trees.
Oh my god,
Could you how awesome that'd be? I want to be a goddamn
mean-
tree.
it's an interesting idea, but like in the Star Wars universe, you're like, why?
That's true. That's true. What's the ultimate spy? You're never gonna suspect a tree.
I
You
mean,
never suspect a
in
tree.
the middle of Tatooine, though, like,
Yeah, that's pretty true. Is that a tree? Yeah, that's a tree.
How many think they go?
Why?
Is that a tree? They go, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, what? The-
yeah,
They would freak
They,
out.
they think it would be an alien, and they're just like, "Hey, what's up? You want to go to the cantina?" And they're just like,
Well, that was like when Ray, she finally visited another planet. She's like, I didn't realize that there were much green in the universe. I was like, oh, wow.
yeah. That was kind of a
Keep it on
sad
desert.
moment.
Yeah,
It
I was
a
like,
beautiful moment,
oh.
but sad at the same time.
you know, the junk dealer on that planet
Yeah.
was Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
That's really funny.
I liked that invention though. Those little packets. That was
That
so
makes
clever.
Dude, that was cool as shit. Yeah. I'm 100% behind
that
that.
makes
One
so much. That
quarter
makes so much
portion.
sense.
Yeah,
does
just
make a
like
lot of
have
sense.
one of those, some blue milk from Tatooine. You have like a nice.
Yeah,
lunch.
like
Oh,
on a planet like
God.
Tatooine, that's like the best thing ever. Like you can, it's really small, really easy to ship, but it becomes like a good form of sustenance for that type of payment.
Environment.
By the
way,
It's totally true. Yeah.
Speaking of that planet, I loved that. Like all those Imperial stuff just laying about. Like as a
Yeah.
kid, did anyone else as a kid have one of those like Star Wars cross section books? where it shows like the inside of a
Oh,
yes,
yes.
yeah, and
That's
like
the
as
coolest
they're
thing.
flying through the engines, I'm like, sick.
Yeah. Like, this is cool shit.
This is like
Yeah.
one of my kids' books.
Yes.
I really liked the entire like first Falcon takeoff when they were fighting on the ground and that trick shot like flying upside down.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty badass. That was really cool.
I was so happy.
There's a lot of cool like Empire world building stuff, like as they fight wars and stuff. You know, like
Yeah.
you never see someone eject from a spaceship before,
Yeah.
but you kind of assume that they do because it's in the future and that's like modern day technology now.
Yeah.
So seeing that, oh, you can just eject from a TIE fighter, it's like that makes a lot of sense.
I liked hearing everything from the stormtroopers' perspective. Like, oh, our helmets aren't like good against what was it, like
Toxins.
Toxins.
It's
Yeah,
toxins.
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 Yeah, it only filters smoke.
And then they didn't. They had to change TR-8R's name, and the canon name is now something different. God damn it!
TR-8.
The traitor, the stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The stormtrooper, the one who's
The
basically the new Boba Fett.
Yeah, that
with the
dude
tonfa,
was
the
so
electric
much
tonfa.
cooler than Boba Fett.
That dude was awesome. What I love is that
true.
it sets up the fact that Finn actually is that good with a lightsaber because he was basically trained to be their Jedi killing division.
Yeah, well, to be fair, like when he picked up a lightsaber and the way he used it, he didn't use it with any finesse. He was like stab.
Yeah, he wasn't using it as a lightsaber. I think the guy that was fighting him, like, it was a good kind of representation of that. It was showing that they were trained with like maybe sword, but just hand to hand, like that style of combat, and then he was trying to adapt that to the like, really different type of blade.
Well, I liked the way that the actual like lightsabers looked and they felt. They seemed like they were heavier and just a little more clumsy. And the red one looked actually kind of broken up and a little unstable.
Oh yeah, the red one looks like a
badass,
super synthetic. It looks like it might have been that guy's just like pet project. Like he tried to make a lightsaber, and so he added those things to be cool. Like I'm cool, Darth Vader. And I also like how it came to practical use in their fight by like burning his hand.
Oh, yeah, I did like that. I was like, that
lightsaber fight at the end was like it was like brutal. It felt really brutal. It like had no finesse. It was just like burn stick. It was like that was. It was
and
awesome.
the trees falling down. I was like, dude,
it was super visceral.
Yeah, exactly. Visceral. That was the word I was looking for. It felt like two people who have no idea what the fuck they're doing, like almost fighting to the death.
And that's what makes me think that Snoke's not a Sith, because otherwise he'd have been trained way better.
Yeah.
I think he's still. I don't know.
That's sort of my defense for Kylo Ren is like the reason he's not extremely strong at that fight is because he's not really done training 1 and 2. He's super fucking injured.
He's not done training. He's also super conflicted and
not anymore. He's after basically. Oh hey, I just murdered my dad. I'm not conflicted anymore. I'm all in.
That's true.
Yeah, I feel like Ford must be thrilled. He's like, I don't have to do another.
Yeah, he didn't want to do another one.
Yeah.
He had said that like years ago. It's like, I don't know if I'm in the next one, but I don't want to do a second one.
Yeah.
He's like, when are they killing me? Is what he said. He's like, they should have killed me sooner.
He hates those movies so much.
Wait,
so
who?
Weird.
Harrison Ford, Han
AKA
Solo.
Han Solo.
That's hilarious.
I know that.
I think I
really wish Kylo Ren kept his helmet on the whole movie.
You think so?
I'm glad they didn't, because otherwise it literally would have been, it's just Darth Vader.
It does, it does help to build his character as like what they. Because
you have to sell him as a son.
The one like the son and the the teenager-ish. I'm gonna try to be cool. I'm cool, and when he said you're not Darth Vader, he was like, "Fuck."
Yeah. The voice was 10 out of 10. The face.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which is kind of the point.
I know.
He is just a kid.
He is. How old is he predict?
It's hard to say. They haven't actually said
20,
how old. Which is why.
Like 20.
I would guess mid-20s.
Okay.
He seemed a little older than Rey.
That seems like inaccurate.
He was a pretty cool character though. Like his little shit fits that he would throw.
I loved it.
That's probably one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, I think that once he was just throwing a shit fit, and the stormtroopers are in the hallway. Fucking leave.
They're like, fuck.
Oh, great! I'm gonna have to go fix that later, bitch.
Did you hear what happened to Craig when he tried to check in on Kylo Ren? No thanks. Let's go, Bob.
At
We're
least
outta here.
the First Order general didn't get force choked like Vader would have.
Yeah.
At least he's taking it
That's
out on
true.
computers, not people. So he's
Yeah,
learned
that
something.
makes-
Yeah. It's also like akin to like him being conflicted at that time. It's like he's evil, but
Might
he's not
actually-
killing people.
Also,
is
there was
one of my
one really
favorite
one
tweets.
really cool scene that I liked was that little like force mind battle between him and Rey. Like
Yeah.
because there was no dialogue, and yet you could figure out what was going on. You're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, she's winning now. Like that was a nice scene.
Oh yeah,
He's taking
they
it
made the
back.
force seem fucking like they made the force again instead of this. Oh, it's science thing, which I fucking hated.
It very
Yeah,
much felt like that guy was even like at least starting his training more on like force manipulation and force powers, at least against normal people, than like blade combat and stuff like that.
Yep.
He caught a blaster bolt. That
Which was
awesome.
like the fucking coolest thing in all of
badass.
Star Wars. Like I'm like, oh damn, they're
I
fucking
literally
going all
said
in on the
what-
force, man. They're like, yeah, this shit.
I missed the scene, but from what I can like, because things happened, like I had to leave right at the beginning scene. But from what it seemed like, he shot, and the bullet laser was just hanging in the air the entire scene, and then at the end he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to turn off the force," and he just
That's
let it go.
exactly what happened.
Yep, he's like,
You're
dude,
just like,
I
that
should
fuck
probably
that.
let
Let it go.
Yeah, my
Dude,
biggest
like that
question,
was
though, is who is
the
the
what
old guy?
moment for me.
Dies
Who's
in
the old
30
guy?
seconds. Who the fuck was he?
I think he was like one of the first senators / like outspoken planet people of the Empire, and he had to go into hiding.
Thought they said he was following the Church of the Force.
Something like that, I guess. I don't know. I felt like it was more like he used to be a part of the very, very beginning of the rebellion, and he had to go into hiding.
I don't know.
I definitely need to
Explain
rewatch it.
So I'm just curious how he got the map.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Maybe
Also,
they probably won't go into detail about it, but
yeah, they may or they may not. You know, who knows? I hope they do because that'd be kind of cool. But
My
also,
theory
I
is
also
Luke
like.
gave it to him when Luke told him, "Hey, you're gonna stay on this planet because she's staying here."
Yeah.
And here's the map, just in case shit goes south. The people need to find me. Here's the map.
Yeah. A piece of the map, by the way.
I'm
that's
sad
the
that he
thing.
tried
Well,
to
he knew
start.
R2
He was
had
trying
the
to
rest
start the what I thought was going to end up being the case, like the new era of like a different kind of Jedi, and then he's like, "Oh fuck it, I'm just gonna go."
Yeah, I think Mr. Wartburg brought up a point earlier where he earlier when we were just talking like way back before we had this podcast about how Luke didn't complete his training. So he's not. I think maybe you made it a chat appearance on the Spawn
yeah, that thing
Point
was
podcast.
Well, it was more like that in the prequels. They kind of set it up, and this was like a good thing in the prequels. Actually, it was like that the Sith and Jedi are extremes. Like neither of them actually represent balance, even though they both talk about it.
Yeah, a lot.
Like they're both on the very extreme end. Like,
yeah.
and Anakin was actually a fairly moderate between, and neither side liked that. So they both manipulated him into joining their extreme and like basically brainwashing him, which is maybe why they start training when they're kids to brainwash them to be so extreme. And like Luke is now like, yeah, he was like an adult when he figured out how to be a Jedi almost, you know. So it's like maybe he's like kind of a much like Kylo is like the last and kind of first Sith again, you know. But like he was like the first kind of middle of the road, trying to be both
Jedi,
basically, because he's like, you know, he acknowledged. His whole thing is he's kind of like the, you know, like the actual, like if you look up the lore, like they spell it, I'll spell it in the chat here. It's like GED''AII, I think, something like that, where they're like, they acknowledge, yes, you are both dark and light at the same time and having to live with that balance.
Yeah.
And he is like the first to do that. And he's like, I don't know shit. And he didn't know how to like stop somebody from becoming basically a Sith. Because he never had to do anything with it.
Because he was in the middle. Yeah, he was in the middle of the road, dude. Like,
yep.
There was times where he was angry,
and he's one Jedi Master, whereas like the Jedi Council was like 12 people and a Grand Master and Yoda, and yeah, a lot of shit.
A lot of stuff.
they mentioned the Knights of Ren, who are like the other students who went against Luke. I hope we get to see.
Are they
more
other
of them.
students? Are all of them other students? Or
I
all
don't know.
they?
I thought they were.
I would
Are they
assume
all
so, but maybe not. Maybe they're just other dark Jedi and dark Jedi, like Sith type characters. I just
I
want
kind
to
of
see
hope some
more
of them are, because then that would open up other groups. Like again, like go back to the Clone Wars, like the Night Sisters and stuff. Like that's some cool Star Wars shit right there.
Dude, that is cool
Definitely.
Star
And
Wars.
I would love to see other groups like that be able to be in play. Like we could mention them or bring a character in from them, and it would make sense. Having them all be bad students, that just makes Luke look awful.
Yeah.
Like they're all bad students who murdered children.
He's also
They killed
never, like you guys
younglings.
said.
or to go with very lonely Luke's. Hey, at least when my dad killed younglings, he owned up to it. Unlike someone I know who said his lightsaber slipped 37 times.
That's a great Twitter account.
That's like one of the best things that come after the movie is those two Twitter accounts when they go at it. It's so fucking good.
It is great.
Because it is two separate people, and when they go at it, it's fantastic.
Do you think they like get on Skype calls and like script it?
Oh,
or
I'm
do
willing to
just
bet
go
they
at
talk
it?
on DMs.
Yeah, I'm sure they do on some level. Do you guys get the feeling like the Force wasn't just a supernatural thing, but it also could like it doesn't just apply to Jedi now; it applied to everything. Like
that's how it's been the entire time. But back then, before as the things were more established, they were immediately like, "Oh no, that guy's Force sensitive. We're going to try to corrupt him."
Yeah,
like everyone could, or a lot of people can do it, but not everyone knows it or was trained about it.
Well, it's not even that. It's just that like the embodiment of good and evil are seen in people through the Force. It's not just you're Force sensitive. You could also be like, because you're sort of an embodiment of good. That's what the fish lady was talking about, right? The 1,000-year-old fish lady. She's like, I can sense the good in you and that kind of thing. And the Force isn't necessarily the Jedi or Sith power. It's more of like how I felt like they
is
were
a thing that
it.
binds us all together.
Exactly.
And like the thing that would lend credence to that most is like on Jakku, immediately Kylo Ren notices, oh shit, something's up with that dude.
Yeah.
And when looking at Finn, like immediately called it out and knew exactly who it was when somebody turned traitor.
And that's what was so weird. Like I thought that was really cool. It's like that's how in tune with the Force he is, and it's just
he was at least like had been training somewhat decently.
Like in terms of his prowess with the Force, they totally like he's a Skywalker.
Yeah, he's
like,
a Skywalker.
Like the Force is like basically you could rename it Skywalker if you needed to.
Yeah. Well, also like he came from Leia, which with like no training whatsoever was able to find her brother in Cloud City. So like imagine with just a little more training and temperament how better of a Jedi Leia could be, or her offspring could be. So it's like,
have you heard the theory about Darth Plagueis in the Skywalker line?
Yes, which would make which theory are you talking about?
Oh, it's the one where Palpatine at the space opera tells Anakin, there's this Sith named Darth Plagueis who was able to create life using midichlorians, and we remember that Anakin is space Jesus and had no dad. So the theory is that Plagueis created Anakin using the Force, and then is trying to like corrupt and gain like either his offspring or like trying to gain him, and then later his offspring, and then later like his grandkids to his side. That's the theory.
I'm more of a fan of the Palpatine's his father theory. So it makes the ending better because it's like, oh, it's a father having to kill his father to save his son. Super space tragedy. Like,
are you talking about the last?
Yeah, and it makes Return of the Jedi like that ending climax a little more like in keeping with the themes of Star Wars and like the family kind of tie-ins a little better. But I don't know. And the whole like space Jesus thing was the dumbest thing they could have done with the character.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, making him really whiny was also really dumb. But
I mean that's on the directing, but like just from the story structure standpoint, like going back and making this badass character, oh, it's a prophecy. It's stupid because it leaves you like no development room. Like it leaves you
no growth.
It leaves you with nothing. It takes away
Also-
everything. You know, it's just
So like if it was still like the only thing I do like is it showed. I don't know, not necessarily he doesn't have to necessarily be whiny, but if he was kind of like how the newer bad guy was, just kind of like showing his personality like trait, showing like he's not always been this cold, dark, person in a mask, that he was actually corrupted.
He cared. Yeah.
Yeah, it shows why he was conflicted and why he eventually threw the Emperor down, because he had those feelings at one point.
Yeah, the thing that I liked about the prequels and Hayden Christensen's acting is like how real the emotions were on his face when he found his mother filleted by the Tusken people, and just like how angry he was.
That scene was conveyed pretty well.
Yeah, there were some
probably
good
a day
scenes
George Lucas wasn't on set.
Yeah.
You ever hear the story where like the actors were like, yeah, George was like, stop acting, like tone it down, and they're like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, just stop acting. I'm like, okay.
That's shitty.
Best
That
advice
sounds
ever.
like George Lucas.
Yeah. And there's
So
that
is that-
scene when Obi-Wan first sees General Grievous, and because it's just a green screen, like Obi-Wan's face is just like stoic. Like
I really liked General Grievous as a character.
General Grievous
Yeah.
was a power metal design for a really shitty character.
Yeah.
I like the aspect that he was
Awesome in
a
the cartoon.
collector
Shitty in the
of
movie.
the cartoons I'm referring to, because they mentioned that he just collects like fallen Jedi sabers and stuff like that. That's kind of badass.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's like he's like, I don't know the Force, but I have a cool
I
robot
don't know.
body that allows me to use lightsabers just as good, if not better. So
Yeah.
fuck.
And he had killed a lot of Jedi to get the collection in the first place.
Exactly. Well, the thing is he was a force-sensitive human being, but he wanted to live longer, and I think didn't he just start replacing his parts with metal parts?
I don't know the backstory of
I
General
thought the
Grievous.
backstory was like he was some alien guy who gets like killed by the Trade Federation, and as like an assassination as he tried to like rebel against them, and then they rebuilt him into a robot body to control him.
That'd be
I
interesting.
thought it was more like they had been in an accident or some sort of major like incident where they didn't really have the ability to heal him like Darth Vader, and so that's like the next. It's like similar to how they like saved Darth Vader. They had to put him in a different type of body.
I thought there was a theory that he was cloned from somebody's like tissue, but it like the cloning process couldn't replicate the force sensitivity or the ability to use the force. So like it's just a sort of an science experiment by Dooku or even Palpatine to create like clones that can use the force and become a weapon, I guess.
According to the Star Wars wiki, he just became a cyborg because it was fucking rad.
I beat my head against walls now.
What was the reason? I mean, that is a wiki, to be fair. But then, what was the reason? Was there any specific reason behind the cough? Like they seem to point that out very evidently.
Technology.
No, the cough is from Obi-Wan. I think that was in the cartoon, like the 3D cartoon. He got crushed, or like Obi-Wan used shot him in the heart with the Force or something. No, not the Force, a blaster. I can't. Shut up. Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. You give for the Force a bad name. No, but I think he was. Terrible. I tried. All right, I tried. I'm no Bruce Green. All right, Mr. Warford.
3 out of 10.
Fair enough. I appreciate it. No, but seriously, I think he was damaged previously by Obi-Wan in their fights. I think it was in one of the either the 2D Clone Wars. Or in the actual
Clone Wars, they didn't fight. The 2D Clone Wars actually helped to like show the badass side of Grievous, where he takes out the entire like Jedi team, and he's treated as like this nightmare creature that descends and like kills them all.
I mean, yeah, look at him. He's power metal as fuck.
Yeah, true enough.
I'm sad the fight with him was just like, blaster done. Like he had 4 like lightsabers. That could have been super deadly.
And he seemed in tune with the Force enough to block blaster shots, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe he just had a cool cyber body. Like he did he was like the Star Wars equivalent of Raiden from Metal Gear.
Fair enough. I think my favorite part about him was when he unlocked his arms and like he had 4 lightsabers. That was
that's
the hypest
quite the
shit.
shock and awe. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
that shit just got real.
Do you know who wasn't shocked by that?
You?
Obi-Wan, who was just standing there looking at a green screen.
Yeah.
Like the look on his face is classic,
was that because of Lucas not like trying to tone him down or something?
It was because they were acting in a green screen. And like, imagine a giant 4-armed robot's trying to kill you. You and McGregor.
Green screen acting isn't what it is today, where they use props and like the director actually like makes noises and comes in and like talks to them and it's like, this is what's going on. Here's some screenshots. This is what the character looks like. You know.
Okay, so it was just a really bad director.
Yeah,
I mean,
the guy who doesn't know how to direct actors.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to direct actors is definitely something I would agree with Mr. Warburg. I just feel like the prequel. I like the prequels, but some of that's nostalgia because like
parts of the prequels.
Yeah.
I didn't like the fact that Anakin comes from the same planet as Luke. Like, just make another planet. It could be a desert planet like
Jakku.
Jakku, there we go. Just make a different name. Like, it doesn't need to be Tatooine. Anyway.
Have we talked about like our favorite lightsabers or weapons of Star Wars yet?
Count Dooku's was fucking awesome.
Damn it.
Yeah, I liked Count Dooku's because
the hilt was like
it wasn't just a cool blade, it actually like made sense for the fighting style.
Yeah, the dude was like a swordsman, like old school swordsman.
Like it
was like a rapier.
Yeah, exactly. It made sense, and he was also like, I'm completely defeating both of these like super Jedis. Just Oh, Yoda, here we go.
Yeah.
No fucks given. I was like, oh god.
The fight in Yoda and Sidious fight was probably my favorite fight of the whole prequels because it's like, Force lightning, palm it. Shoot at me, bro.
Yeah, fuck. I have to do something else now.
Yeah, like that moment was like. That moment should have Sidious should have been like, oh fuck, like, that was so cool. That's something that I think, like, that's why another thing I don't think Snoke is a Sith, because if Ren's this powerful, why can't he use Force lightning? Like, why doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't think he's been trained to use it.
Have we ever has there emotions behind the Force lightning been revealed? Like, I'm not privy to that information. Like, what does it take to use it?
If you want the book knowledge, you can ask me. If you want the movie knowledge, it's meh.
Yeah, because Darth Vader never used it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what's the book knowledge? Hook me up, Joey.
Book knowledge is you have to feel it within. It's a storm that builds up, and you have to imagine a storm literally like leaving your body, and it develops into Force lightning. And for a Force lightning wielder to become more powerful with Force lightning, it has to be used against them. And Count Dooku doesn't get that till he gets his own knocked against him, which I'm like, that's pretty fucking baller. Okay. When he fights Windu.
Oh yeah, Palpatine or Sidious, yeah.
Sorry,
I didn't. No. I get you that
political name.
By the way, I wanted to have like a little segment here called "One Thing You Would Change About the Prequels to Make Them Better," and then have everyone give off one thing that they think would be good. And like go into explanation.
Might have the same one.
All right, go for it. What?
We'll start off. No Jar Jar. No need.
Okay.
Well, I think that stems from just having a director who isn't a writer. An actual competent director who can like actually guide as big of as wieldy production as a Star Wars movie is. Clearly, it's fucking huge. Like you got all these writers and casts and stuff. I think a competent director would be the way to go.
Yeah, so Joey's change is Jar Jar, and your change is changing the director.
Wait, just any competent director who understands
any competent
who understands sci-fi, which is a qualifier because not a lot do. There are some really bad sci-fi directors.
The way the new movie was framed, I was like, I can tell it was done by a completely different director, and I love the difference.
Like the shots, like for me in the trailer, I knew it was going to be better. Was like when that tracking shot. That switches between people. It was following Finn from the face, and then he meets with Poe, and it switches around. Lucas would never do that. He was a director that could not ever do that because he was not a cinematographer. Whereas like Abrams is all about how shit looks.
Yeah,
that's what he does. Is make shit look amazing, and that's what Star Wars needs. It is like flashy and bombastic. It's a space opera. It should look fucking awesome. And Abrams gets that, and that's why I knew it would be awesome as soon as I saw the trailer. Like, those shots wouldn't have been in the prequels.
Yeah,
Because Lucas only directed the first, like, New Hope, which is, and you can totally tell the difference
between
like
Empire Strikes Back
between 4 and 5. You can totally see a difference.
Yeah.
Did you do like the cinematography thing with like you see like the tracking shot of the X-wing and stuff, or is that like someone else?
What do you mean?
Like like the whole X-wing battle. Like, did he do the cinematography for that, or is that done by someone else?
Cinematography of what?
The
first one, you mean? Like the first?
Yes.
Okay, the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he had something to do with it, but he was also working with the people at Lucas, like their 3D team, like their animation team. They did a lot of that stuff because it wasn't practical. So I mean, it was practical.
I meant for the New Hope, like that stuff. Did you do like the space battle scenes? Because those are pretty good, well shot.
Yeah, I'm talking like the human, the actual with actors stuff.
Oh, the human.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Make Lucas make spaceships, not humans.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even in the prequels, the spaceship was pretty cool. Like, I'll give it that.
Oh my God.
The opening sequence
those were amazing.
Was awesome. That shit had me like, oh damn, this looks good.
Exactly.
Yeah, space stuff was cool. Like I remember like the Geonosis space battle between Jango and Obi-Wan. That was cool.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Lucas could totally do that.
Jango Fett a lot cooler than Boba Fett in the original
Okay,
movies.
here's a question. I'm gonna sidetrack my own segment. What the fuck was Jango Fett's plan?
I don't know.
He wanted to destroy the Jedi. He knew about Order 66.
Okay, so he made a bunch of clones, and he knew that they were going to go to the Republic. So he joined the Space Federation. Well, he knew that his DNA was going to make clones
who were going to program to kill the Jedi.
Yeah, but then he joins the side that fights clones of himself.
Yeah, I think that's just bad directing.
Except you don't see him doing that. You see him fighting Jedi.
Yeah, I guess, but it's like
when did he fight clones? I'm sorry, you got me lost there, buddy.
He was
the side that he was choosing for all of like 6 months before the sides flipped and the Republic's fucking gone, was fighting the clones. But
like Jango, what was your long-term plan?
Yeah,
especially when you charge in trying to take down one of the top of the Jedi, and then he just kills you in like one hit.
Where do you see yourself 5 years? Oh, you don't have a head.
Headless.
Gotcha. Yeah, exactly.
See yourself in 5 years fighting clones of yourself? Cool.
Dead in an arena.
Yeah. Well, Chaos, do you have any changes to the prequels that you would make?
I think it's kind of following up to what I was like saying earlier, because it's harder to put into context why I felt like the only I guess underwhelming part is it helps that this was a first of more movies that just more, and it might be nostalgia or whatever, but more like scenes, like more characters. There were like only 2 lightsabers in the entire movie, and like the only fights were like there wasn't a Darth Maul fight. There wasn't a very like the most epic space scene was actually kind of on the ground. It was more of a universe building thing. So it helped start up everything for like upcoming 2 movies, but there was like that one like just certain bits that it was like, oh, but that's more coming from just I wanted to see like the multiple lightsaber battles. Like I think it didn't help that there's so much extended universe that like certain things I'm like missing, and certain things that I'm like, wait, is this the truth or is this
in reference to the prequels?
Yeah. Well, no, just the extended universe, and then this movie now. It's like what is actually real now.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, so you wouldn't make any changes to the prequels? Is that what you're saying?
The changes would have been. I mean, the better, more fights, like more actual.
More of the like Clone Wars, not Anakin talking about sand.
So more like world building, more world building, less like just pointless jibber jabber.
Yeah, it felt like there was a lot of just kind of in between
unnecessary
something's going to happen, like things are going to happen soon, and then there wasn't as much stuff going on at the time. I don't know.
So it's like there was way too much buildup but not enough execution.
Yeah, there's so much that I want, like something's gonna happen, and then the lightsaber fight was just like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Wobbs, have you?
I do have one. That's why I brought it up.
Awesome.
I would like to see Darth Sidious, instead of just being evil senator dude, be like on the field talking to the clones, being like, hey, you know what would give you clones individuality and a personality that you probably want since you were bred for war? The dark side. Like I want him to be like a Sith preacher, like on the field, like clones are fighting and he's like, dude, it sucks that you're dying for the Republic and you have no choice for it and you're a clone. You should rebel. Join me. And then it kind of makes more sense doing Order 66 instead of just being like, fucking kill the Jedis. Just being like,
have you watched Rebels?
Hey, guys.
Huh? I don't think he's watched the new
because in Rebels,
Star Wars Rebels,
they start talking about how the clones killed themselves after they were forced to kill the Jedi, and the main leads in Clone Wars all ripped their chips out and they left and are and then they have to rejoin the fight in
Rex,
Rebels.
Wolf, and whoever.
It's pretty they make it. They're like, we fucking cared, and they made us murder our friends, fucking bastards.
In reference to what the Rebels is, it's a current 3D cartoon on Disney XD, which is
really good
takes
so far.
place. Yeah, which it's super good, and I was kind of I saw some trailers and clips, and these are some pretty stereotypical archetypal characters, but after a few episodes, they get
as is
really
Star Wars in
depth.
general.
Well, so they get really in depth with characters.
So it was they made them kill.
Yeah, they were programmed.
It was a overriding order they could not. Their bodies literally could not stop themselves from doing.
I mean, the clones felt like they were humans, you know. They probably, I get that they have feelings of their own. I would like them to have instead of just being mindless things that are kill the Jedi, just do it. You know, give them
give them more personality.
Instead of just saying it's the chip that made them kill the Jedi, I'd be like, yeah, Palpatine is a cool guy. When the Jedi attacked Palpatine, we were kind of pissed.
Yeah,
we liked him. That would.
But they did also show in the cartoon that Kenobi, he was awesome with his troops. That's why they fucking loved him, because he was awesome.
Yeah,
you know. So it's they did treat them well. It wasn't they treated them like shit.
Well, I get where Wobbs is coming from. It'd just be cool if they developed Palpatine more into a very sinister, evil, charismatic evil.
If he's supposed to be the leader of the stormtroopers, the equivalent, he rose because of his manipulation of everything else. So he had to have done something like that at some point.
Yeah, they always built him up as a master manipulator, and then at the end of the day, he just kind of won over some political rivals, and then pushed a button. He's like, "I won."
Yeah, I get it.
Which when they're entirely, but the clones were entirely subservient to that arm of the government. Ruling that government, you rule all the clones.
I know. I kind of would like to see more of a one-on-one interaction between Palpatine and the ones he's controlling, rather than just being push button, I win, fuck y'all.
Yeah, I can get that criticism.
I just don't know how you show that in 2 hours.
Yeah, that's one of the
with all the other shit that's going on, because there's a lot of shit, a lot of shit.
I'm just happy that they had. Finn was a brilliant character for me.
Finn was cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just I was so intrigued because I had never thought about the stormtroopers and all the other stuff that went with how their entire place is set up.
Yeah, there's that one scene where the one Finn's friend gets shot and Finn goes down and is like, oh no. Yeah. I'm like, oh god, the people under there.
He's he's brother in arms, his blood brother, and he just gets shot and dies, and it's fuck, stormtroopers are people too. I think that's why.
Oh, you continue. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. But
I was going to say, Zach, do you have one to change the prequels?
Yeah. The thing I'd probably change is I feel like there wasn't a whole lot of uniformity between writer and director. I'm sure that would change, but I feel equal parts the writer can weigh in and has a lot of say, especially if you're writing the script. So, I mean, I think that in equal parts, there could have been some better writing. That's what I would change.
Just better dialogue.
Yeah, definitely better dialogue.
Better characters instead of Anakin like being like Obi-Wan doesn't let me stay up past midnight.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't blame the director for that entirely. I mean, in
when the
more
the
parts
same
than
person.
one.
Yeah, Lucas directed and wrote it, which it would be cool if there was like,
that works
I
with
wish he had
Peter
a team
Jackson
right.
because Peter
I wish he had
Jackson
a
is
team
Peter
of writers.
Jackson, but
Yeah,
and he's working with source material. Whereas like
Harrison Ford had a great quote about Star Wars dialogue where he said, "You can write this shit, but you can't say this shit."
Yeah.
That's why a lot of Harrison Ford's like best lines in Star Wars were improvised.
Yeah.
Oh, which ones were improvised?
Like when Leia goes, "I love you," and he goes, "I know."
Well, plus like his whole thing was like with Empire Strikes Back is like, yeah, if it was a good director or like a good writer, I'd be dead. The character would not have come back. Like he would not have been in Return of the Jedi and all that kind of stuff.
That would be the antithesis of like changing from a smuggler piece of shit to like someone who cares, you know?
And then boom, he's
a
dead.
martyr of sorts. Yeah, it'd be like
he's the one that they go to war for because he's dead.
exactly.
Yep. But
so what do we want from the next episode of Star Wars?
I want Lando Calrissian to come in and just own shit. I want him to have made so much fucking money that he can bankroll a legit rebellion and just go to town on the First Order. Like he brings in a whole fleet. He's brought all these like smugglers and people who are like, yeah, I know all these people and they want to fight this shit because they don't want another empire. They're here to fight.
Here's another
Let's do this. You know, like
another fed,
because I mean, currently it's like it's a resistance that the Republic didn't want to have. Like Leia was like, I know what these people are gonna do. You didn't fight with me, Mon Mothma. You're a bitch, and she left. You know, so like I want the resistance to become like the rebellion and like a galaxy wide. You know, become an army again.
Say that.
What
is that like an actual thing in the story where Leia's like, "Fuck you, Mon Mothma"?
Pretty much, because like she was a senator and kind of still is, but like they didn't want anything to do with it. They called her a warmonger and basically kind of like forced her out. So she broke off and said, "Hey, we're gonna go try to stop them from becoming the next empire," and that's why the resistance is so small. Like their entire fleet is like 12 X-wings.
Yeah,
you know, so it's like I want that part of the universe to grow and get bigger because then people realize, oh yeah, it's Leia frickin' Organa here. We should all be like fighting with her.
12 X-wings that managed to take down a triple Death Star.
Exactly.
I want a bigger Death Star.
I think that's my only like
plus Billy D. Williams
point
needs to be
why
back
they had
it's Billy D.
like
Williams.
an actual point is like our weapon this time is a sun
love
a literal
weapon?
Death Star.
Yeah, like what?
Now, if they'd have had it be able to blow
cool.
up the sun, like the star of the solar system, that would have actually probably been a cooler weapon for me.
And it would make sense, Star Killer Base.
Yeah, like it literally goes into the star and explodes it, so the entire solar system is fucked.
There was a some sort of weapon in the expanded universe that the Empire made.
Yes, it was. I for the life of me, I cannot find the name of the book series, but it was kind of like the prototype that they had been trying to build out of the Death Star, but they couldn't make it like function all that well. But then Thrawn has to like try to bring it back. Like it's not in the Thrawn trilogy, but it's like something that he has to do with. It's a project he was involved with or whatever that it could. Like it was basically like a giant cylinder that shot a Death Star laser, but it was more powerful. Yeah. It just wasn't.
By the way,
wasn't viable because it couldn't shoot very much.
Speaking of the non-existent, non-canon universe now, and Lando, before Cloud City, he had a city that was on the back of like 40 AT-ATs.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, Lando's a fucking great character, and he needs to be back in Star Wars.
So
he does. That'd be great.
Because Billy D. Williams, like, I can't believe he showed up as Lando Calrissian in the Lego movie. That was so fucking cool.
Yeah, it was. And he also in the Star Wars Rebels series as well.
Exactly.
Spoilers.
Like, get him back into the main front, because it would be the coolest fucking thing.
The forefront.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Mr. Warper, I thought did Miss Warper
I was the first.
About what? Okay,
I jumped all over that shit.
Right on.
Cass, what would you want in the next movie?
I want the actual, like, the next movie. I want it to feel like feel like a good continuation. Like, feel like it's built upon, like, it's making more of the story. I want there to be like I want it to be on a 3-step ladder. I want it to be the next step. I want it to feel like it's a good continuation, not just another movie in the series, but like a part 2, like more of the story.
A traditional part 2.
Yeah, like not just it's another movie that's kind of goes around in this new set. I want it to be the story is continuing and being built upon, and so we might see more Jedi, or might see more this or that.
Maybe the Knights of Ren.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the rest of them with some cool lightsaber designs. I would like that.
Me too.
I'm kind of hoping they all aren't Force users though.
That would be interesting. Like maybe
have it like a
vibro
legit
swords?
Mandalorian who's like got the armor that like the lightsaber can't penetrate.
Yeah, like some of them have like vibro swords instead of lightsabers.
Yeah, the metal that vibrates at the supersonic speed or whatever.
Legit Mandalorians would be like, yeah, like the warriors, no one wants to fight. Jedi Sith be damned, no one wants to fight a Mandalorian.
Yeah,
like, that kind of shit.
That'd be.
But one Sith Lord almost took all of them out in one swoop. But just saying,
it didn't happen. So
I'm flipping a table
Joey,
right
it didn't
now
happen
because canon.
His
Is
life
that
is a
what you
lie.
want? Is that what you want, Joey? Just like, what do you want, Joey, in the next game?
What I want the next one is fucking Kylo Ren to come back soulless and just greedy for blood. I want this dude.
He
this
turns into a super badass.
just super, just like not with the world. Doesn't care if he lives or dies. Just wants to slay things.
The ultimate villain.
Basically,
And
that's what I want from
and
him.
don't redeem him. Like, don't do the Vader route of redemption. Like, no, he killed kids and killed his father. No.
What if they do an opposite? Like, that you think he's gonna do a similar thing, and he just kills him anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I want the.
That's where I think they, like, if they are gonna go with the EU, Rey's gonna have to kill him.
Yeah.
Because like
That's
the
what it
whole
seems
Jason
like
and
it's
Jay in a solo thing is like she's the one that stopped him. Like,
yeah,
you know, because he was irredeemable. And
it would be cool if Kylo Ren doesn't take his helmet off, and like for the rest of the series, like you see him in the first movie with his helmet off, and he's kind of human. And
yeah,
then
that's when he's like slightly conflicted, and then now that he's actually finally done it, he's like full on, and he just never takes it off.
There's the one scene where he has to put on the helmet like Darth Vader. It's like an homage to him in a way.
They have the whole table coming up, and it's just.
Yeah.
Another thing I want from the next movie, I want to see. I'm more or less interested in see how the Republic builds an army. Like, oh god, we just saw the basically the next Empire
Whole
just destroy
galaxy get destroyed.
Yeah, we saw that's like okay, so they try to do some recruiting. And then I want to see go them to Geonosis. I want to see them think about potentially doing another clone army. Fucking love the thought of just mindless soldiers. I'd also like to see the Trade Federation, but that's just me.
What if they make a clone army and it's just not humans? Like that would be cool. Like we made a new clone army and they're like
cloned
what do they
Wookiees.
look like? And it's just a bunch of
oh my god, cloned Wookiees.
I want to see like just the Wookiee army to be like, yeah, we are fucking awesome.
What about a droid army though?
I love the thought of a droid army. I do.
What if we do droids and like no clones and like cyborgs and like yes,
yeah,
high five,
General Grievous's.
Yeah, like the people that run the clones and the people that run the droids like get together for the next one and then create a super army.
That'd be fucking sweet. Not gonna lie.
They're all like Raiden cyborgs.
Yeah, just go super almost borderline anime style. We got mech suits. We got fucking overly bussed girls. We got this.
We need to see a mech suit in Star Wars at some point. Like
I feel like there should be.
Oh, like a stormtrooper gets in like a mech suit to fight a Jedi.
God. Yes,
that's what I want. Like okay. I already decided what I want from the next movie. I want to see Captain Phasma come back. Like you just see like her helmet and then it pulls back, and she's just in a fucking mech suit.
Yeah, in like a mech suit, and that like she's fighting like Luke or someone that's been caught out.
Oh my god,
She's fighting a Rancor. Yes.
Damn.
Oh my god, it rips it in half. But one thing I do want to say, that was actually god damn it. Oh, what's his name? That was his first mission that time when he went to the planet. God dang it.
Finn?
Finn's, yeah. That was Finn's actual first mission, besides cleaning.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I forgot he was the janitor. It's like, what was your job?
So I was like,
well, from the military perspective, like that actually kind of makes sense. Like you're not training all the time.
I don't fault them for that at all. I think that was a really cool perspective.
Yeah, it makes sense. Everything about it.
Yeah,
makes
like
sense.
it just
like the entire plot makes sense. Like
sense.
literally, the only problem I had was just there wasn't that as much action. It makes sense because it was a like start off of the series, but I like that makes just me more hopeful. Like I want the other two movies to be really, really good.
Yeah,
Zach, what do you want to see in the next movie?
I appreciate what Force Awakens did, and I really like the fact that there are some similarities between Force Awakens and A New Hope and whatnot. So what I'd like to see is maybe some different beats, because I know that when you're reestablishing such a legendary series like Star Wars, there should be some beats that you hit, story wise, and that kind of thing. So I'd really, really like to see something sort of out of the box next time around. So literally, if was it the CTF, the Confederation or whatever?
Oh yeah,
the CTT,
Confederacy of Independent Systems or something.
Yeah,
like
something like that. That'd be kind of really cool offbeat kind of thing where it's like they're actually an offshoot of the rebels, and they're like, we fucked up in the past, and they bring some droids, and it's like this mix mash of really cool, just interesting combatants.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Like have 5 different alien races fighting together, and instead of them just being
not just humans,
5 races with the same helmets and outfits, make them all completely different.
Yeah,
have some riding into battle on the backs of some alien beasts, and the others in
tauntauns.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Just have this weird mishmash, and we don't know what we're doing. We're just kind of
we just don't want the Empire to do the things that they've done in the past. We want to be independent, and the fact that we want to the thing that unites us is our independence and our individuality. That's what I want to see. I want to see the rebels be less of the Allied forces versus the Axis. I want to see or just a really crazy mishmash of all kinds of different robots and cyborgs and bounty hunters and assassins. The rebellion forces or the resistance hires all these people
exactly
with the money
like
they
a bigger
have.
team.
And given the director, I think we'll get some stuff like that.
Oh, for sure.
Ryan Johnson
right now,
awesome.
it's not even really a rebellion. It's just a sub clan under Leia.
It was
it was a small team of ships is all we really saw of them.
Yep, and that's all they were. I think Ryan Johnson, he's the guy who did Looper, and I think he did Chronicle. I think is it him?
I think so. Yeah.
And the guy has some really cool ideas. And apparently, Abrams said the script is so good, he wished he'd have signed on for the 8th one too. But
he's not going to be.
No, it's Ryan Johnson, the director of Looper. Totally different director for the next 2.
Oh dear gosh,
that's a fucking great movie.
Yeah, Looper was fantastic. It was a great sci-fi.
I've yet to see it.
Yep. Oh, it was really good. You should watch it. Very good. I won't spoil it for you because that's one that's I hate spoiling sci-fi movies because half the whole point is how the science and the twist kind of works. So I'm not going to spoil that, but it's good. You should watch it.
Awesome. I'll definitely have to check it out.
Cass, did I ask you what you wanted in the next movie? Oh, I did.
Yeah.
You said continuation of the story,
build upon. So that'll be interesting with a change of directors. In that case, I'll change it to I want him to follow up this previous movie and not make it feel awkward.
Yeah, make it not a bridge between episode 7 and episode 9. Make it its own thing.
Yeah.
I like that.
That'd be awesome.
That's definitely something I agree with as well.
It'd be really lame if Finn just gets frozen in carbonite at the end of the next.
And Rey loses her hand.
And then Rey...
by the way, Have we speculated on who's Rey's parents are?
We have
Did we do
not.
that before?
I
Rey
kind of
seems-
don't want it to be Luke.
Or
It's either
person
Luke
I s-
or nobody.
Yeah.
Like they're either going to make it the point that she's a nobody, but I think they have to make her tie into Ren via blood somehow because of where I think they're going with the whole, like, it's a choice. Your blood doesn't matter. Like, you choose whether you're good or bad. And if they're both kind of from the same blood, basically, but if they're both from Vader's blood, it doesn't matter. You choose.
Yeah, the person that saw the
theme
movie
carries
was
more weight.
speculated that,
Yeah.
like that they were relatives or like very close.
Because he clearly knew about her. Like, as
Yeah,
soon
what if
as he
she
was like,
was-
"Oh, the girl," like, wait, what?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he clearly knew.
Yeah,
But,
it'd
like-
be cool like if Rey was some type of clone of somebody, and Luke, upon his travels of trying to be a Jedi, discovered her, and she's not just,
I don't.
his
Clone
descendant.
stuff. Nah.
I
mean, unless you're gonna
I get
find out
it.
who she was a clone of, that literally
Yeah.
holds no weight. Like,
Very true.
Well, I kind of like it.
yeah,
the
but
clone
like from
theory.
a storytelling
'Cause
perspective,
no
it's
clones
like,
ever
who's her
could've
clone?
wielded the
Like, who is she a
Force.
clone of? If you don't know who she's a clone of, it kind of doesn't make sense
Boba
to
Fett.
even
Obi-Wan.
to make it a
Obi-Wan.
point.
though.
She's a clone
What?
of Sleek Slack Littleglow. And
What
you're
if
like,
the
who?
plan is actually to
Yeah.
bring in Starkiller for the next movie?
How fucking
Oh, shit.
awesome would that be?
That'd be-
God
Well,
damn,
now that
I
they
would
have
lose
Star
my
Killer
shit.
base. Well,
I
now
would
that they have
lose my
Star
shit.
Killer base, they would be like,
Just call
"It's
it the
Star
Force
Killer,"
Unleashed.
and they're like, "The base," and they're like, "No, he's a dude. This is his name though."
And then if he comes back, he's
Well,
like,
no. What if they actually like they reveal that he was a character? At the very least, they give Vindicate like they kind of make a nod that his story
because
happened.
there's like,
Yeah,
I like
or
the
make
fact
a
that
nod
he's
to like Mara Jade or someone other, like
That's-
like apprentices.
I think like
Yeah.
my theory is that she is Luke and Mara Jade's daughter. Luke mind wiped her and pretty much everyone else because he didn't want her to die because he knew they were always going to try to come after her if they knew she was still alive.
Force
That's a solid
roofies.
theory.
Because like she seems very doesn't know why she's there, and clearly in the flashback she's like 9 or 10, like not that young.
Well, and
Yeah.
that
So like she should
the
have
one
had
that-
some memory of what happened. So
yeah. In that flashback, though, one thing that stood out was the voice that said "Come on" sounded like it was under a helmet of some sort. Like, I don't know. It sounded like he was either a stormtrooper or just someone wearing a helmet.
Boba Fett.
I was just about to say.
What if it was though? Like, what if it was one of like the Mandalore? Like Luke hired some Mandalore to escort her off to Jakku.
Or
Rey
you
is a
could say it's,
Mandalorian Jedi.
Kenobi's granddaughter, who was because he got it on with like the Mandalorian, basically Queen, and
Yeah.
When
like
did that happen?
it was in the couple of books, and I think it was referenced in the Clone Wars, the show about like he had a thing with Satine, who was like their Duchess or whatever before they rebelled and went with the Sith.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Slide up.
so maybe she's his granddaughter,
That would be super cool to see like the Kenobi line come back.
or maybe she's
Some-
both Kenobi and Skywalker and gets to fuck the shit out of just murder the shit out of Kylo Ren. Be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool.
Or Kylo Ren wins in the end, and the Sith actually take over the universe.
Oh, that'd be.
I could
I would
only
not expect
dream.
that. I would not expect that.
The Sith win in a way, but then the guy the chair guy because named
Snoke, you fool.
Snoke.
well no
Snoke.
he ends up like being like his plan was like reverse Order 66 and he kills all the Sith.
He's like, fuck rule of two. We're just taking that out. And no more. No balance to the Force. I would actually, that would kind of make me laugh a lot.
What if like the Empire wins, and then like in the end of the ninth movie, it just pulls back and you see the Yuzan Vong arriving in the galaxy, and you're like, yes. By the way, Zach, the Yuzan Vong were the big aliens that came after the Empire that fucked up the entire galaxy really
Were
hard.
Who
Are
they
they
existed
also-
outside of the Force.
Yeah.
Were those the lizard things that block the Force, or are those the things that hold the huge giant motherfucking lightsabers?
No, they're the ones that use like organic technology, so they had like living spaceships and living weapons.
They're kind of like the
That's
Wraith in
badass.
Stargate Atlantis meets
They,
Star
They're
Wars.
exactly like the Wraiths in Stargate Atlantis, pretty much. Yeah.
A fun fact about them, they can't be cloned.
Fun
Oh.
fact about them: they killed 380 trillion people in the galaxy before they were done,
Fuck.
Are they
including
the Reapers?
Chewbacca.
Yeah,
Fuck.
they got Chewbacca. Those bitches.
Are they
Yeah.
are they
They
like the
crashed the
Reapers
moon
of the
into
Star
it.
Wars galaxy?
They're the Black Plague, essentially.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Sidious knew they were coming. That's why he built a Death Star.
Oh, is that that's fucking?
Because their ships were like as big as planets.
Yeah,
it's like, what do you need to kill a planet with? A Death Star.
That would be badass. Why the Empire keeps building Death Star like things? Because
it has nothing to do with the like rebellion.
That was totally hinted at in the expanded universe, like in the Thrawn stuff. Like that's why he got Thrawn, because like Thrawn's people knew about these things. They were kind of a myth, but they still kind of knew about them.
And the Chiss were like at the edge of the galaxy because they were in like outbound flight where they like try to fly to the edge of the galaxy. And that's where they find the Chiss.
Yep, and so they kind of knew. Plus, he's this really tactic genius. So because of the outbound flight stuff, he knew about him, and he's like, "Hey, I'm building this shit, and shit's gonna go down in like 20 years."
I just imagine like the Rebels blow up the 7th Death Star by the end of the movie. And it's just like fucking stop. Like
no. The galaxy is going to die. Stop blowing up our shit.
The leader of the Order like actually walks up and is like, "We're actually doing this for the reason. Here's all the beans." Like and then the last movie that they actually show up.
That would be sick.
That's episode 9. The Rebels win, and then they show up, and Leia's just like, shit.
No, they're about to kill the leader. Like he's all that's left, and it's like, I told you.
Yeah, he's like, this is what the whole plan all along, and they're like, what? And they're like, but we want our freedom. And it's like, dicks, and he just
like, what about humanity? What about the galaxy's survival?
The ultimate freedom versus order conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, them poor guys.
I'd never like read too much into the Yuuzhan Vong. I just knew that they were metal as fuck, and now that I know that the Death Stars were meant to destroy them, that was cool.
Yeah.
I wish they kept that.
Maybe they will.
Maybe they will.
That's the best part about this.
It made sense to me. I was like, oh, if their spaceships are the size of planets.
Oh, and that means that the new like I don't know, Super Death Star thing.
Yeah, we'll just go Super Death Star.
Yeah, that would have been a really good weapon against them in theory.
Oh, great! Because if they had multiple ships, like it showed, it could split off and.
Yeah, that would have been like the flagship, and then like the Death Stars 1 and 2 could have been like the like imagine if their plan hadn't been like that, and they actually got time to prepare. They would have a fleet of Death Stars.
Oh my god! You're all excited
with that planet Death Star as like the flagship.
That would have been funny if like once Luke gets to the throne room, the Emperor's just like, fucking stop, like don't understand.
You don't have any idea what you're doing.
He's just face palming. He's like, God damn it!
Before you kill me, at least listen to this holodisc so that you can know why you fucked up.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
You do not know which you're about to reap. You know, like that'd be so cool.
That'd be totally sweet.
Strike me down now, and you'll be really fucked.
You're not going to become powerful? No, you're just fucked.
That would be great at the end. It says to blow up like the Death Star. Like, and just a hard cut, like the Yuuzhan Vong destroying the galaxy. It's like, nice fucking job. That's creditable.
I mean, like probably cinematically they would show like they actually show the bad guy trying to warn them, like, and turns out he was right as they destroyed the Death Star, like from its corpse like warps in the next like their ship that's like the size, like then the remaining rebel leaders just kind of look at each other.
Or if they destroy it and then like this giant ship comes in, they're like, quick, use the death. Oh
shit.
Moment when you destroyed the last Death Star. Oh.
Do you think there'll be more than just the 3 movies they're making, like chronologically? Not like just the anthology movie of Han Solo and Rogue Squadron, but like, do you think they'll make more?
I think they're gonna make more just built upon this, because this is kind of its own universe in and of itself, because it's like an entirely new setting now, like with no Empire, with no this, like with the awkward rebellion. There's a lot of world building that like there's so many new spaces to be filled, especially if you're like, and all of this that's here that goes aside, so now it's just this blank void of what could be canon.
Yeah,
I think that's what they'll probably do.
Yeah, it's such a big universe, both in size and time, that you can basically do whatever you want.
I would argue with that.
Yeah. Any wrapping thoughts? Because we're at an hour now, so we should
one of the questions I just kind of did want to talk about, if you had a lightsaber, and this could be like your closing statement. If you had a lightsaber, and it could be double-handed, whatever, your fighting style, what would it be? Like double blade, whatever. And what color would it be?
Any type of lightsaber?
Yeah, any type of lightsaber and any color or color combination.
After watching Ruby, I want lightsaber boots. And I'm just going to kick the shit out of people.
That is metal.
That's sneaky as fuck.
Yeah, those boots are going to be fucking heavy, though.
That's fine.
That don't matter.
All right, Zach?
I really want an orange Count Dooku handled lightsaber that also can be used underwater.
I mean, can't they all?
No. There's a specific crystal setup that you have to use to be used underwater.
Okay, because all the only thing I know about underwater that I saw was the animated Clone Wars thing where the
fish dude, right?
Yeah, that guy.
He has a special lightsaber.
Okay, so I thought that was just a thing that could happen. I never really thought about it.
Yeah, no worries. I did a lot of Wikipedia research for this.
I mean, especially in the world of like constantly conflicting Star Wars fanatics, that might change every day.
You're not wrong, but currently that's what it is right now. If you look it up, it's like they have to have a specific crystal and a certain setup for it to work underwater. So that's what I would do. Orange lightsaber that worked underwater with the Count Dooku handle.
Alrighty, and Wartburg?
What?
Your
lightsaber setup.
Yeah.
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
So you just have his double blade?
Yeah, just Darth Maul.
No, his lightsaber is just a statue of Darth Maul.
Exactly.
He's wielding it.
It's Darth Maul's Force ghost who can just go murder everything.
It's your stand, like.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's an anime joke. Some
JoJo Bizarre humor right there.
Hola! Just like.
Okay, Joey.
I'm gonna go. All right, mine. I've been thinking about it because I really like it. It's gonna be half the size of Darth Maul. It's gonna be one-sided though, but the size of the lightsaber is gonna be like a bastard sword essentially.
Oh,
I want a cloud lightsaber is what I want.
You want a sword buster lightsaber.
You want a lightsaber that's so long that your attack is turning it on.
Yeah.
Basically. Just surprise!
That would be
I just want something big and powerful. Just be like, this dude's fucked up.
They made special lightsabers for like the really big 9-foot aliens, and they're huge. Like I've seen some pictures of them, and it's like the handle of the lightsaber is the size of it's 2 feet.
Do they have to? Did they get they must get a special ration of crystal.
It's like a huge ass crystal, or 800 medium-sized ones, because this lightsaber is fucking gigantic.
See, a really metal backstory is that you killed one of those giant Jedi, and now you have his lightsaber, and it's just like this giant thing that you're holding, and you're able to wield it like some anime
weapon. It would be the equivalent of having those the actual double-handed swords that are too big for you to wield properly with just one hand, and it would make it becomes that sort of giant claymore style fighting weapon.
Oh, it does, and I want it to feel like that because just be so overwhelming for someone. I think that versus a Count Dooku kind of fighting style would be something cool to see.
Yeah.
What would yours be? Yeah.
I think it would be double blades when it comes both with Count Dooku's curve to it, and I just like the appearance of
the Klingon thing, but with lightsabers.
The curve, both curved blades, but then the colors would be green and blue together because aesthetically, I think those colors work really well and look really nice.
And you can spin it really fast and it becomes
exactly. I think that it literally looks cool, and I I love the fighting style with that blade. Like with just one blade, you could fight really nice.
Yeah.
If there was like a 4-legged dog-like alien, do you think he would have like a lightsaber helmet?
That'd be sick.
Can we have D-Dog lightsaber style? He takes a little lightsaber out of his vest and cuts the enemy.
That'd be good.
I'm gonna shank you.
Hey, is there any lightsaber daggers? Like, could you have like 2 lightsaber daggers and be like,
Yeah.
I mean, technically, that whatever Kylo's sword was, it had 2 of the lightsaber daggers attached.
Yeah,
Well, those are more
like
heat
Tonto,
exhaust
like little
vents.
daggers.
Oh, is that what that was?
That's what they were explaining. Like, yeah, like his crystal, like his setup was like too powerful, so he had to like let it vent off. Otherwise, it would explode.
That in itself is also a setup where like your lightsaber just spurts out light energy or like magma. Basically, it's like a fire sword.
So it was like an improperly made sword, or
Well, it's its own setup.
Like, it was just like a weird jankily made. Like, I want a lightsaber that is so powerful it just blows up. So you just push the button and toss it. Which I'm pretty sure is just a hand grenade.
That's thermal. That's a thermal.
Yeah, the like final move is someone launching the like what is the blade from the exploding handle.
You just set it to like
Annihilates a
overcharge.
room.
Well, I guess that will do it. Everybody.
That will do it.
Yeah.
Unless I can think of anything else to detract us. Any final thoughts?
Go see Star Wars Force
I want to sell you
Awakens.
dead sticks.
You don't want to say.
Eh,
Oh no, I did the wrong
not gonna
voice.
say that's
I want to go home and rethink my life.
There's some really funny lines from the prequel, like
Yeah.
"No match for the droid because," and you're like, that's a weird line to remember, but it was okay.
Fuck, they are.
love droidicas.
Droidicas were epic.
Dude, droidicas in the next movie.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
I
The
do
droidicas-
like
the droidicas.
this is the last side note I want to say. In the Empire at War game, they had like remade droidicas,
Mhm.
like kind of war era like relics, kind of redone for the Forces of Corruption team that you were playing, and those are really fun to use. They're like super like basically droidicas with more guns.
Oh, that's even
shields.
better. More guns is better. Put like a
Let's
couple
make a
grenade
droid
launchers.
that's just a gun.
Yes. Well, that's no big.
No one can kill a Jedi. Quote Anakin. Anakin killed all the Jedi.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Star Wars memes are the best.
They are the greatest.
Oh yeah, the meme I saw like coming up to this was, or it was basically like how the entire Star Wars like universe is basically one family's drama fucks over the entire galaxy.
Not even wrong.
It's very true. Holy shit.
See, that's where the theory that Darth Plagueis made the Anakin Skywalker line, because that would make sense. Anyway, we got to wrap up.
Yes.
Midichlorians.
It
So
is
thank
time.
you, everyone who is listening. Thank you for joining us for the Star Wars TFT Talks. We'll probably have more of these in the future about various other topics.
Yeah.
So follow us on Twitter at the forum thread at twitter.com. And follow us on YouTube at TFT Productions. And
This is the part where Wubbs is gonna now be force choked.
I can say it's as though 1,000
You have
Teejans
failed
were
us for the
suddenly,
last time.
suddenly cried out in frustration. We're suddenly-
Best
We're
way to
suddenly
end the
silenced.
podcast ever.
breaking my heart, Tejan.
No, he would say that to you.
Yeah. You're breaking my
Tearing
heart.
us apart.
And then you'd be
Oh,
like,
God.
from my perspective, the scripts that are evil.
Wubbs, you've killed outros.
Only a Webwave deals in absolutes.
I hate outros. They're coarse and they just get heavy.
Uh,
All right.
oh.
Good night, everyone.
Eyes.
Bye.